Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my review of Teen Titans: The Judas Contract. So Teen Titans: The Judas Contract is the newest DC animated movie after Justice League Dark, and it's based off of the comic with the same name. Now, I don't know what it is about these movies, but when you first watch them, it doesn't really pull you in as much as it would if you just give it time. And after watching the movie, after a few hours, the movie starts to grow on me. At first, I wasn't really sure how I would like it. And then after a few hours, I was like, okay, I actually really like this movie. So this is some kind of trend I've noticed with a lot of these new movies that have come out since like Justice League War. This is the kind of trend I've noticed with all of these movies. I will say that this is definitely one of the better DC animated movies since this whole new universe that DC has launched. The first thing that I really liked was how the movie starts. It starts with an old version of the Teen Titans, like the one from the original TV show, and it's basically letting us know that the original Teen Titans still matter to this day. On top of that, they use some of the voice actors from Young Justice. Like, I don't remember the names of the voice actors, but the guy who voiced Arsenal and the guy who voiced Kid Flash, I could be wrong about the Kid Flash one, but both of those voice actors were from Young Justice, and they used those for these characters. And I thought that was just really cool and just a really good nod to Young Justice. I also like the current state of a lot of these characters, and what I mean by that is just how you compare these characters to how they were back in Teen Titans versus the Justice League. Compare that to how they are now, and you can see there's a big change from then and now. Like, characters like Robin and Blue Beetle they've just matured and developed in a really good and positive way. I remember back, he's basically just matured a long way from what we've seen him, and that was just something that I really liked seeing. Same with Blue Beetle. In the beginning, in the previous movies, he wasn't as mature, and his character wasn't as developed, and from the start of this movie you can tell that they are going to be developing these characters, and they do, and it just works in a really great way. It's probably isn't something that you guys really care about, but I think that this kind of small detail really makes the movie much better, in my opinion. And next things that I liked, which probably would be the reasons you would even want to see this movie, is any scene that has Deathstroke in it, and the entire final act of the movie. Those are just like the two strongest pieces of this movie. Because it's weird, because we've seen Deathstroke in so many TV shows and so many different versions and movies and stuff, and I don't even think there's really been like a bad version of him. There's never been a time where the character on screen was like poorly written or poorly like voice acted. If you look at like the original Teen Titans TV show, Slade was just a fucking beast on that show. Then you look at him on Young Justice, even though he was only there for like a couple episodes, he was still a beast. And then you look at him in these other movies like Son of Batman, and then this, and again he's just a total badass, and he's just a character that people just do such a great job just writing and voice acting. It's the character you can't hate, and they did such an amazing job. So his scenes were just one of the best parts of this movie, in my opinion. I'd love to see more of that. And then the whole final act of the movie, I won't go into like all the spoilers and everything, but it's really damn good. I'd say it was better than the final act of Justice League vs. Teen Titans, in my opinion, and it's just really great to see. There were some flaws in this movie which I'll touch up on later, but this final act really makes up for those flaws. The last thing that I really liked was how they remade a lot of the scenes from the original Teen Titans TV show. I won't go into which scenes they remade, but they made a lot of scenes where when you watch them, you'll be like, I remember that from the TV show. And there'll be other scenes too, and it just brings a sense of nostalgia into the movie. And for me, when a movie does something like that, it really increases the value of the movie. Even if it's like a really, really shitty movie that has horrible acting and horrible writing, but it just brings that sense of nostalgia back, then it'll give me a reason to back up the movie and say, you know, it wasn't complete shit. Some good parts to it, and it works for this movie too. I mean, this movie wasn't shit, but there were times where the movie had its ups and downs, and then parts like this, the nostalgia factor really raised it up again. So I'm really glad that they did something like this, and it makes me happy. Now I know it's gonna make a lot of fans happy when they see stuff like that. The only flaw in this movie was so the only flaw in this movie is something that it's been a key flaw in a lot of previous animated movies as well, specifically with this whole new universe, is the voice acting at times. You know, it's not that the character's writing it's written really bad, but it's not. It's the fact that the voice actors are just, some of the lines that they just execute are just super corny, super cheesy, super just cringeworthy, and it really takes away from the movie, in my opinion. And for some reason, there was a little bit more of that in this movie than it was in comparison to the other movies. That really gets in the way sometimes. So I really wish that they'd fix that, because it's been around for a while and it's not getting any better, even with the different casting of voice actors that they use. So if you put that aside, then this movie is actually really damn good compared to the previous films that have come out. The only other problem that was there, arguably, would be the pacing. There are some parts where the pacing just like skipped ahead a little bit more than it needed to, but at the end of the day, it wasn't anything major. But yeah, overall, Teen Titans: The Judas Contract is definitely a much better movie than some of the previous ones that have been released. And overall, I give Teen Titans: The Judas Contract an 8.8 out of 10. But that's all I've got for you guys. If you enjoyed the video, remember to smack that like button. As always, if you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Also, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button to see more content like this. But I'll see you guys next time.